Amani kutoka you. Peace from above. Welcome to Blacks, BLAX, Black, BLACK, TV, where I, McKinley M. Robinson, I expound upon the contributions of our forefathers and foremothers, where I expound upon truth. TRU, three exclamation points, TH, truth. I teach knowledge. Capital K, capital N, capital O, capital W, baby L, baby E, baby D, baby G, baby E. Knowledge, stuff that you already know, but knowledge won't let you see. You know JESUS starts with a J, and you looking at a J, but you can't say what you see because you're going to say Jesus or Jesus. Once again, I, on the other hand, know Bleach Jesse is Jesse in English and Spanish. So therefore, Jesus is their goal. They said so, not me. I'm 67 years old. When I grew up, Jesus was the begotten Son. Then Jesus became the Son. Now, Jesus is God because he cannot be the begotten Son, for he said he is God. Emmanuel, Matthew 1:23, on the other hand, whose name means God with us, because that's what the angel said. He, on the other hand, tells me and the whole wide world that I am the Son of Man. I, like you, crawl from the womb of woman. So therefore, me, McKinley, my job is to emulate, imitate, copy Emmanuel, Matthew 1:23, whose name means God with us, who in my book, the book of life, Matthew 1:25 as well, because Jesus is God. My big brother Emmanuel, on the other hand, is First Timothy. He's in line with First Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. God has a mediator between himself and men, and that man's name, and that man's name, and that man's name is Emmanuel. For Emmanuel says, I am the Son of Man. Jesus is God. Bam. Pay attention to the picture that you see. Do you see it? I'm just saying, do you really see the picture? Or is you looking? Ever wonder why Muslims never explain skipping verses about Satan and his true identity? Quran 354 calls Allah the best of deceivers, a title the Bible gives to Satan, the deceiver of the world. Whoops, there it is. There it is. They said it, not me. I'm not the one who said it. So Allah equals Satan in disguise. So Muslims directly worship Satan himself. Shocking. Allah admits to be Satan in Quran. Wow. That's what y'all get for believing in the Quran. That's not what it calls itself. It calls itself the Koran. The original book is the Koran. The original book is in honor of Korah, who rebelled against Moses, but at the same time, through his rebellion against Moses, what he did do was turn right around and understand the position that he in. He was trying to be above Moses because he like, man, I'm a pure blood too. That's what Cobra said. I'm a pure blood. And he was a pure blood. But his problem, jealousy. You can't be jealous, man. How you gonna be jealous? But then again, the book of life. See, when you seated in the book of life, then you can understand that it's teaching you about the Quran. See what it's saying? Notice how the Quran is first, then the Q. Not the Q first, followed by the K. No, 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 no. It's the K first, then the Q. Once again, because Muslims, M-O-S, Muslims, Black, FBA. No, I ain't gonna say FBA, but black men who go to gold placed there so that right now at this time you can choose between Muslims who just told you we represent Satan, or Muslims who represent go to gold. Doesn't matter that they did wrong, but the most important aspect of the game, all he wanted to do was put in his little concept of life. And he was disrespectful to the one that got a goal in the position. But when you read in the book of life, you understand. Oops. Pay attention to go to goal, allowed it to happen so that we as a people can have a choice. I believe in the book of life. I got nothing against the Koran. But at the same time, I recognize and realize that God of all destroyed Korah. And I acknowledge this through what? The book of life. Once again. So to me, there is no other book in front of the book of life. The Koran, excellent. Bam. The Koran helped me to learn that you're supposed to read the book of life from the back. As a young man, being around black FBA men who were Muslims, reading the Koran, they told me that in order to understand the Quran, you need to start from the back. And that right there, psh, man, please, I ain't trying to hear that. It made no sense to me because I had knowledge. I still got knowledge. Now I have knowledge because through that knowledge that he gave me, I understand the book of life. That's how you read the book of life. You read Revelations first so that you can see Alpha and Omega. And see, when you see Alpha and Omega, you see Omega says the E is A. So when you go to Genesis and you see Adam's wife's name, you will say Ave, because Omega already told you that the E is A. If the E is A at the end, the E is A at the beginning. One more time. That's why I was given the knowledge of reading back first, then go to the front. Go to Gold was already prepping me and getting me ready for now, telling me this is how it's supposed to be. You are supposed to read Revelations first. So when you read Revelations first, you know the pronunciation. So when you go to Genesis, Ave, period. When you go to Genesis, the E is A, because Omega say so. When you go to Genesis, the I is E, because ASIA is Asiya, because it's where seven tabernacles are located. And one of the seven tabernacles is Philadelphia, ISE. Once again, I'm not talking about what I want it to be. I'm talking about what it is. And I'm saying about what the whole thing is truly all about. It's truly all about understanding the position that you're in. You understand what I'm saying? You can believe in Muslims, but Muslims done told you what they all about. I'm a Muslim. I'm about Satan. I'm a Muslim. I'm about go to goals. I just want to do it my way. I want to go against what Moses was told to do. But at the same time, I don't want to go against go to goals. I just want to go against Moses because I feel like I'm equal to him. And that's the problem with a lot of times today. People think they're equal when you're not equal. Mm. Even twins not equal. What makes people think they're equal? Twins not equal. Identical twins are not equal. One came first, then the next one. They didn't come together. They don't come together. One comes, and then the other one comes. Somebody gonna be first, and somebody gonna be second. But they're not coming together. Nope. Exactly. That doesn't work like that. But you got to start to understand and believe in is what you seeded it. And what you seeded it is that Muslims with the Quran believe in Satan. They worship Satan. They have no problem. That's why they don't have no problem killing people. If you're not a part of their worship of Satan, then you must be destroyed. Well, that's it. That's how they feel. Yeah. Whereas Muslims, the original, they just wanted to step away from Moses in them and start their own little thing. But they still want to be included. That's why they was Muslims. Excuse me. That's why they read the Koran. Once again, I was introduced to this as a young man, so I'm here sitting here at the age of 67 and talking about my history. Not something somebody told me, not something I read, but I'm talking about my history, my life experiences. Again, the only reason I never studied the Quran is because they said start in the back. And me being a young man, it didn't make no sense because my knowledge said ignorance. Excuse me. That's what he said. That's how he planted in my brain. So that now I will understand that that's how you read the book of life. You read Revelations first and then you go to Genesis. And when you read Revelations first and you go to Genesis, now you're reading the book of life. Because as all books written on the face of this earth, it reveals the name of itself within the pages of itself. And in Revelation, 7 times it calls itself the book of life. And that's what I read, that's what I teach. It used to say Bible. I peeled that off of there and I put on there what it called itself. And that's why every time I read, I'm reading from the book of life, what it calls itself. Not no Bible, what it never, ever calls itself. I'm reading what it calls itself 7 times. Free your mind, your ass will follow. The kingdom of heaven is within. Never forget. Go to go through the nostrils brought man to life. The brain came first. All of this was alive first, then this. So remember, all of this on man came alive first, then this. So remember where you supposed to stay, right here first, then this. Because my God, our goal, the goal is the goal of the living. He left his son, Satan, alive so that the chosen one can and will have choices. Once again, you can worship Satan and be a Muslim who reads the Quran. Or you can be in and of a Muslim who reads the Koran in honor of Korah and recognize and realize that he made a mistake. But at the same time, his brain was still seeking to connect to go to goals. He just wanted to do it another way. Again, free your mind and your ass will follow. The kingdom of heaven is within the book of life. You can do the same thing. You can take your Bible, peel that off and put on there the book of life. And when you put on there the book of life, every time you're picking up yours, you're doing just like me. You're reading the book of life. Your book of life. That every time it says Jesus, Matthew 125, ain't no Jesus because you're going to scratch that out and you're going to put Emmanuel so that you're consistently calling on your big brother who told me and you, John 12:44, he that truly believe in me, believe not in me, but in he who sent me. Mark 11:25, stand and pray, tilt your head up to the sky, tilt your head up to heaven, tilt your head up to go to God. So when he seated it down, he see your face giving him his glory. In the name of our big brother, Emmanuel. Trip, C's, cool, calm, collected, WWW, whole wide world. Amani, kutoka, you, peace from above. Matthew 1:23, in the name of Emmanuel. break the spell,